Hey guys, what's going on? Jeff Porter from the Indie Gamer Magazine. Today, we're catching up on the Indie World, the showcase that premiered yesterday. I am with Twitch streamer Irish Warrior 67, who you may remember from the Hunt Showdown video, which I thought was a really good video. I think we went through a lot of good points about that new series. So yesterday we couldn't do the video, literally. We're both in the same area. We had tornadoes and power outages and stuff, so that was exciting. But today we're gonna watch this now. After each game, we're gonna kind of pause, take a minute, talk a little bit about it, and see what you guys think. So, any thoughts going into this?
Uh, just some more Binding of Isaac. On the Switch.
Okay.
Dude, if I could take that on a road trip, I tell you what, that'd be awesome.
All right, so let's start this up, and then yeah, after the first game, we'll pause it and see what we think.
Nintendo Switch system.
Let's dive right in.
Yeet. What is more?
Fans of classic RPGs with modernized elements will want to check out Sea of Stars. It tells the story of two children of the solstice, a lunar monk and a solar blade dancer. They must combine the powers of the sun and the moon to perform eclipse magic, the only thing that can fend off monsters created by an evil alchemist known as the Fleshmancer.
Fluid and engaging turn-based combat. Stunning dynamic lighting. A world where you can traverse freely and explore every nook and cranny. And that's just scratching the surface. Not to mention the incredibly moving story with plenty of twists and turns. It's also set in the same universe as The Messenger and serves as a prequel. But don't worry, you don't need to have played The Messenger to fully enjoy this gorgeous game.
And get this, some of the music was composed by none other than the renowned Yasunori Mitsuda, who composed music for Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Sea of Stars launches on Nintendo Switch Holiday 2022.
Oh wow, so that's like still a full year out. But yeah, I mean, just another kind of Japanese RPG seems pretty in genre with that. So, any thoughts on that? Sea of Stars?
My first thought it looked really good actually.
Yeah, it looks good. It just yeah, it just seems to kind of fall in the same area as a lot of JRPGs, and I wonder how it's going to kind of set itself apart.
I saw a couple little puzzles in there, and those were gonna probably keep me hooked. I love little puzzles.
Don't get me started on puzzles.
Makes
got-
me feel good.
I got-
Last ones.
I got people in the comments now talking about puzzles all the time now because I keep talking about puzzles.
Puzzles are good.
Puzzles are good. All right, yeah, I mean it looks fun. So, but surprisingly, still another year off, holiday 2022. So, still a ways for that to go.
I think they'll make a multiplayer. Like you can play as the blue
I-
person, and your buddy can be the red person, or is that too much?
Yeah, I wish. I mean, they might, like, still could. Sorry, they still could, but I don't think that that's in the. That doesn't fit in with the genre. I don't think.
Oh really?
A lot of JRPGs are just single player. All right, next up we've got Alicia. Puzzle.
嗨，我是世选。
嗨，我是 Nate， 我们是 Underscore Team， 很高兴有机会带来这款游戏。阿丽莎，
希望借由 Asia 与 Lisha 的冒险旅程，可以让我们重新体验到人生当中会面临到许多痛苦的选择。这也是我们创作阿丽莎的初衷。
希望你可以开始寻找你的伙伴，因为阿丽莎接下来会在 Switch 上与大家见面。利用独特的操作玩法，我们也预期可以为你与伙伴之间带来非常不一样的体验。我们 Switch 上见吧，拜。
There's plenty to admire in this puzzle adventure game. For Twin
Real fast, I do like how they're showing the trailer and then they're kind of doing like a short kind of overview of it.
Yeah.
sisters Aisha and Lisha, cooperation is key in safely navigating this deserted temple. The game makes creative use of the various input options available on Nintendo Switch. Each sister is controlled differently, and you can control both via solo or local co-op play.
Hey.
With Aisha, you'll use motion controls with Joy-Con controllers in TV mode. And with Lisha, you'll use touch controls to guide the helper robot Ambu in handheld mode.
However you choose to play, you'll need the sisters to work together by exchanging clues and operating devices that can help you go deeper inside the temple. But be careful, it's filled with all sorts of menacing monsters and treacherous traps, some of which can trigger different endings. The heartfelt, overlapping music when playing with a friend, coupled with the emotional story, will complement your journey to uncover the secrets residing within.
Alicia, the Oblivion of Twin Goddesses, launches as a console exclusive on Nintendo Switch, spring 2022.
All right, so real fast, something I like about that is how it, with the Nintendo Switch, it dives into that with like controls that you can only do on the Switch, and that's a cool, because you never get that with like Xbox or PlayStation or anything like that. A lot of the games that are cross-platform, they're kind of the same controller, so it's cool to see a game like almost basically tailor-made for a console. That's really cool. It'd be cool. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I was gonna say, on the top of my head, the only game I could think of that did that was Until Dawn, with the QuickTime events and stuff with the PlayStation controller.
Yeah, and I understand like the developmental issues with doing something like that between different consoles, but that's a cool feature that I think would be a lot of fun with other games. But yeah, that looks cool. Again, more puzzles, and I think that is, I mean, I've said it before, but it seems like a Nintendo kind of thing. I mean, there are great like PlayStation puzzle games I've talked about before, but definitely when you think of puzzles, I always think of like N64 and stuff.
Yeah. I also like how this one has like different endings and stuff, so the replay value is gonna be pretty high for that.
And especially that you can play with your friends. That's a big one. I know I still play single player games occasionally, but I mean, you and I, we almost exclusively play multiplayer stuff.
Or even if we're not playing, we're at least in the Discord call.
Right.
That solo game mentality I think is getting out the window now. It's not as
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. And I understand that like it still needs to be there. I think single player games are still important, but yeah, just at least have the ability. Like with this, you can play single player or it has the co-op mode, so.
Yeah, and this game doesn't look too hard either, so like you could sit down with your girls and play it too and like have that family bonding time.
Yeah, that's what we do with the 64. Except I beat their ass in Mario Kart. Show no mercy.
Play them in some GoldenEye and never lose a game again.
I've never lost a game ever. All right. So let's get into the next one.
Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Joe. We're two brothers who started our own indie studio in order to make a classic point-and-click adventure game. Today, we're excited to announce our debut title, Locomotive.
Set aboard a 1930s express train, you find yourself caught in the middle of a deadly mystery, full of twists, turns, and larger-than-life characters. Soul-satisfying puzzles, and clear your name once and for all.
We both grew up playing point-and-click adventure games, and it's been a long-term ambition for us to put our own spin on it.
We can't wait for you to play Locomotive when it comes to the Nintendo Switch system.
Welcome aboard the Royce Express, where my guests indulge in luxury travel, fine dining, and murder. Well then, who's at hand to catch my killer? There's my trusty lawyer, a would-be detective, and Her Majesty's Secret Service. There's just one problem. They're the suspects. With puzzles to solve, palms to grease, and clues to uncover. They'd better prove their innocence fast, or it's the end of the line in an adventure that's not just nuts. It's Locomotive!
Oh.
Ooh, I do love me a good murder mystery.
Then you'll love Locomotive, a single-player point-and-click comedy adventure. Climb aboard the Royce Express and investigate the suspicious death of Lady Unterwald.
You'll play as a straight-laced lawyer, an amateur detective, and an undercover agent at different points in the story. Along the way, you'll meet a fully voiced cast of quirky characters and solve head-scratching puzzles to prove your innocence. Figure out who done it and what locomotive inspired them to murder in the first place. Locomotive steamrolls onto Nintendo Switch summer 2022.
Tama!
Uh-oh.
There we go. Sorry guys, had some issues there for a second. So, Locomotive, thoughts on Locomotive?
You want to play a more interactive Clue? Because that's what I get out of that.
Yeah, I mean, simple point and click. I wonder if, did they say, is there going to be multiple endings?
No, I don't remember that.
Because that definitely feels like something that they should do if that's the case. Because if it's just going to be the same person, throws replayability out of the window. So
Yeah, I don't know. I could have just missed that.
yeah,
I was watching them run around.
yeah. I got kids running around. I was trying to pay attention. So yeah, Locomotive. That's cool though. Two brothers. This is what we talk about in the magazine a lot. Is just people who want to do something, so they do it, and that's what I love. I love people who are just like wake up one day, they're like, you know what, I'm gonna make a fucking game because I want to, and then they figure out how to make a game. So that's really cool that those two brothers were like, let's do our own thing, and so yeah, I'm more excited about I think their story than I am the actual game. Like I would listen to them talk about the development and what made them wake up and be like, yeah, let's do it, as opposed to kind of playing through once or twice.
Yeah, they look like they could talk forever, which is good, so.
All right, so next game is After Love.
Wake up! It's almost 1 p.m., you sleepyhead.
Peppa Pig!
Your friends are waiting for you.
Rock Band?
Come on.
I like the hand-drawn stuff.
I miss you too, Donna. But you need to live your life.
On behalf of the Pixelnesia team from Indonesia, I'm proud to announce our upcoming game, After Love EP. After Love EP is a modern-day story of music, loss, acceptance, loving others as well as yourself. While the game is heavily inspired by the aesthetic and storytelling format of the Japanese manga, the game itself is set in Jakarta. We want players to experience this vibrant place we call home which is also considered as the melting pot of the multicultural people of Indonesia. We cannot wait to let you experience our unique narrative adventure and explore our interpretation of Jakarta.
From the creative director of What Comes After and Coffee Talk comes a stirring narrative about love, loss, and lyricism. Set in Jakarta, Indonesia, After Love EP focuses on young musician Rama, who struggles to compose music after his girlfriend Cinta passes away. By communicating with Cinta's voice inside his head, Rama will learn how to cope with grief, forge new relationships, and even potentially love again.
A mixtape of visual novel, rhythm game, and narrative adventure, After Love EP challenges you to complete an EP of music to fulfill a promise made to Cinta. There are multiple endings based on the choices you make, as well as an original soundtrack from Indonesian band Alfalfa, and striking art direction from Soyatu.
Start anew in After Love EP, launching on Nintendo Switch summer 2022.
That looks interesting. I like I said at the beginning, I like that art style. I like the hand-drawn stuff.
Yeah, the story sounds cool, and I guess cool that you got your own, or their own song or EP or whatever, but I don't know if I'm a fan of that game.
I don't know if I want to be confronted with my own demons.
They're put away for a while. So.
Yeah, those, man, I don't want to dig into my psyche about love and loss. But I mean, it looks cool, and I like that the area of Indonesia, especially lately, I've been seeing a lot more games come out, and they're I think just in the last, I'm trying to think. I think we had 3 or 4 submissions for the magazine just in the last month that were Indonesian. So there's been a lot of content coming out, so that's cool. All right, for our next one, we've got Dungeon Munchies.
There we go.
So, sounds promising. Don't get too cocky. I'm already in.
Yeah.
That crafting looks awesome.
I like this style of game.
I'm hungry. I've got the munchies. Dungeon munchies, that is.
Then this 2D side-scrolling action platformer should definitely satisfy your craving. You are dead. Well, you were dead, and now you've been revived in a mysterious underground facility. But forget hanging around here. You've got to get out.
With the help of the undead necrochef Simmer, you'll hunt down monsters, then cook and eat them. There are around 100 dishes that provide various abilities. One dish, for example, might give you the power to serve up new combos.
So you are what you eat.
Literally, this game is a great place to get locally sourced and farm-fresh monsters. So mix and match to get the right meal for your playstyle. And let's not forget the eclectic cast of characters, hilarious side-splitting story, and charming 2D pixel art. Better bring a voracious appetite when Dungeon Munchies devours its way onto the Nintendo Switch system later today.
Oh shit. So that actually came out yesterday.
I'm going to turn on my Switch after this.
Dungeon Munchies. That looks awesome. Everything about that. I love the art style. I love the pixel art. I love the crafting where you just pick apart creatures and cook them. That looks awesome.
One of the free games PlayStation gave out a few years ago was Rogue Legacy.
Yeah.
It's like that exact same game, except you're a knight and you have to go through the castle.
Yeah.
And I played the crap out of that game, so. And this game will be just like it. It looks awesome.
Yeah, that looks like. I think that's probably my favorite one we've seen so far.
So far.
So next we've got Figment 2 Creed Valley.
Hej med jer. Jeg hedder Niels. Jeg er spilinstruktør og lyddesigner hos Bedtime Games. Jeg har lavet spilmusik i over 10 år. Vores kommende spil, Figment 2, er fyldt med masser af musical boss fights og andre lydlæggerier. For at få de mest punchy lyde, har jeg været ude ved mit træsvær og smadret på havegriller og kaffekander. Musikken i Figment indordner sig efter dig. Vi har brugt rigtig meget energi på at få lyd, musik og gameplay til at spille sammen. Og vi glæder os rigtig meget til at vise jer spillet. I'm coming back to the surface. I need time to make things right. So hold on and soon comes the day. And there are sights you must see to believe them.
We're already on to the next segment?
Yep, this isn't a figment of your imagination.
Oh, very funny. In this musical puzzle adventure game, you'll make your way through a rhythmic world set in the human mind. Unfortunately, nightmares are spreading chaos everywhere. It's up to you to put an end to their fearsome schemes. Play solo or locally with a friend as you wield your trusty sword in engaging combat. Manipulate environments to solve compelling puzzles, and have symphonic showdowns against some musically menacing bosses.
That sounds like trouble. Or trouble.
Ugh. Figment 2, Creed Valley begins its symphony on Nintendo Switch February 2022. A free demo will be available later today on Nintendo eShop.
Okay. That's fine. Didn't really steal my attention with anything. The art was great, looked very smooth. Combat looked great. It's interesting that it's taking place in your mind and dreams and stuff, but you gotta defeat the nightmares that are coming in. It's a cool theme, but I just don't think that we saw enough to get me excited, I guess.
I'm the opposite. That playing with the music and stuff, that I don't know why, but that brought me in real hard. I thought that was cool.
Interesting. Alright, Figment 2. Next is Let's Play Oink Games.
Multiplayer game.
Deep sea diving? Check. Investing? Check. Drawing? Check. Surviving on the moon? Check that too. A slew of board games from developer Oink Games are coming to Nintendo Switch.
Go on thrilling and risky treasure hunts in Deep Sea Adventure. Become the biggest investor in startups. Catch the sketchy rogue and don't get caught in A Fake Artist Goes to New York. And recover supplies with your fellow astronauts to survive in Moon Adventure. The games are designed to be easy to understand. They also capture and recreate the feel of their original tabletop versions.
You can play all the games, locally and online, so you can play with friends near and far. Get together and play on one system, or create a room with friends. More games will also be added in the future.
Start a game night with Let's Play Oink Games, launching as a timed console exclusive on Nintendo Switch later today.
So, Jackbox?
A kid version of Jackbox?
Show us. What were the games? I don't understand what the games were. Tell us a little bit about the games. Looked like there were some drawing ones, and
they explained it a little bit more. It might have took our attention in a little bit more.
I don't really have much to say about that one. I hope it's good.
I mean, they're gonna add more games in the future, so that's always a plus.
Well, next we've got Endling. Extinction is Forever.
Hi, I'm Javier, CEO and programmer at HeroBeat Studios.
Hi, I'm Iris. I'm working as an environment artist for our upcoming title, Endling Extinction is Forever.
We wanted to create a game that raises awareness about how the world may be in the near future if we don't change our consumption habits.
The environment is mainly presented during night, since we want to emphasize a fox's natural behavior and contrast a calm but deteriorating world and human threats during the day.
We hope that Endling may encourage everyone to reflect, but also that players around the world can enjoy its story, gameplay, and cuteness.
As the last mother fox in Endling, Extinction is Forever, you'll need to keep your 3 cubs alive and lead them to safety in a world ravaged by humanity.
In this game blending stealth, survival, and adventure, you'll make your way through devastated environments to reach the one place on Earth where humans can't hurt you. Along the way, you'll hunt other animals to feed your cubs, as well as teach them new skills to make them less vulnerable to predators. I really hope they make it.
I do too. But in the end, how many of your cubs survive the perilous journey is up to you.
What?
Endling, Extinction is Forever. Launches on Nintendo Switch, spring 2022.
That's kind of dark.
Tell you what, that's a quick restart if I lose one of those cubs.
It's gonna be rough. That's crazy. I thought, especially from the art style and everything, it looked kind of, like they said, like cute. But you gotta not let your children die, and they can die. That's a tough one.
I don't know. It looks like a good game. I think I don't know. I'd play it, I think, so.
All right, next up we've got Oli Oli World, I guess that's what it is.
Sounds like a game I played too.
Here's more info about the skateboarding action platformer.
Oh, Ollie Ollie.
From our friends at
Skateboard, I
Roll7
see.
and Private Division.
Far across the Ollie Ollie world is Radlandia, a nation forged by the skate gods. Join your crew and travel across our beautiful land. Wall ride among the trees, forge new paths through the desert, or cross moving platforms in picturesque Sketchside. You'll see some weird stuff along the way. But don't worry, that's just part of your journey to Nirvana. There you'll compete with champions, challenging each other's skills to win rewards, and create new routes to share with your friends. So come shred by the sea, chase a bee, meet a tree, get on down to Radlandia, and achieve Nirvana. Bonus items. Oh, nice. Get me some of those.
Ollie Ollie World rolls onto Nintendo Switch February 8th, 2022. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Ollie Ollie World? In or out?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I'm not gonna buy it first, but maybe if the boys get it, I might play.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish we saw more of like this, because how do you do a skateboard game that's just left to right?
They look like they were high when they made that too, so. Skateboard. Makes sense.
Gonna see some weird stuff. Alright, next up is River City Girls. Here you go.
Hi, I'm Dan Arudis, director of River City Girls 2.
And I'm Colleen Fannin, producer of River City Girls 2.
I've been a River City fan since the days of the Nintendo Entertainment System, and in fact, this is the 3rd River City game I've worked on. So I'm thrilled to bring you an all-new adventure starring Misako, Kyoko, Kunio, and Ricky.
We were blown away by the response to the first River City Girls. So, for the sequel, we're including everything players loved about the original, plus a whole lot more, including online co-op.
We're working really hard to get this game into your hands as soon as possible. In the meantime, please enjoy our debut trailer for River City Girls 2.
of my domain, shiny backsplash. This is my show night. Skills aplenty, and I've got you now. Starting to go. Feel the heat, uncontrollable inside your veins. Just try to fight. Feel the heat, coursing through your body like a fire. Give in to the spice. Oh, feel the heat.
River City Girls 2. More baddies to take down? Let's go.
Right there with ya. WayForward is back with the sequel to the acclaimed beat-em-up, River City Girls. There's trouble brewing once again in River City, with higher stakes, meaner streets, and even more over-the-top humor. Take control of one of 6 characters, including returning powerhouses Kyoko and Misako. Each character has their own fighting style and upgradable movesets, which you'll need as you set off on a new quest, picking up where the first game left off.
And when we say new, we mean it. New moves, enemies, areas, items, and a new soundtrack by the first game's composer, Megan McDuffie. Not to mention branching paths, as well as a return of a familiar foe. Get the fists flying solo, or team up with a friend, locally or online. What do you say, Paul? Ready to give some goons the old 1-2?
Oh, heck yeah!
River City Girls 2 punches its way onto Nintendo Switch, summer 2022. We've got several more indie games coming to Nintendo Switch. From painting the world to a management sim with dinosaurs. Enjoy!
All right, so it looks like we're going to get kind of a rapid fire 5 or 6 games right here. So we'll play through all of them and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Any thoughts on River City Girls?
They said it was the next installment, and I didn't even hear about the first one, so I don't really have an opinion.
Yeah.
I just don't think I'm gonna play that.
We covered... It was one of our early issues. Like right after I started it, we covered... Or we did a review. So that's about the last time that I had heard of it. It's been a minute.
I mean, I'd rather just go do the bar downtown and play TMNT on the arcade system.
Fair.
But, I mean, they made it a game, so more, that's cool. I mean, everything they did is cool.
Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games coming up real fast, and I want to say about half of them we've covered in the magazine. Mm-hmm. So here we go. I think you'd really like Rhyme.
Oh, yeah.
for today's Indie World. Or not. We've got one more game.
All right, so we've got one more game in those. We've covered Timely, Don't Starve Together, Grime. I think Grime is probably the one I'm most excited for, and I think that's the one you would like a lot. It looks really smooth, really great, good side scroller action kind of thing, and the inventory and system and everything looks really cool.
I love the same thing. The one right after Grime was cool, I thought too. And then it was like the Herda or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Gerda.
Gerda.
And then Parkasaurus.
Yeah, Parkasaurus. I think we just covered it maybe in the newest issue.
It's a indie roller coaster tycoon kind of thing.
With dinosaurs, yeah.
Yeah, with dinosaurs. So I would be down for that game as well. That looks great.
All right, looks like we've got one game left. This is Omori.
Check it out.
I believe we covered this as well.
The critically acclaimed RPG Omori is making its way onto Nintendo Switch.
Travel back and forth between two strange and vibrant worlds, each one brimming with colorful friends and foes to uncover a forgotten past. You'll experience an unconventional story and turn-based battle system, supplemented by warm illustrations by renowned artist Omocat, who also produced, wrote, directed, and coded much of the game. Omori does lean into some heavy topics, so be prepared. It's quite the journey.
Omori launches on Nintendo Switch spring 2022.
And that's all for today's Indie World.
All right, and that is all for the Indie World. As a whole, kind of any thoughts and what really stuck out to you?
There was a couple. That music game we talked about, and then obviously Parkasaurus was pretty cool. but I think bringing a lot of these to the Switch is cool. I think it's going to bring a whole new clientele to it, because a lot of it's just PC indie games.
Yeah.
And no one's going to buy a PC right now, especially with the graphics cards being so expensive.
And out of stock.
All the time. But no, I think it's really cool, and I think they did really well displaying the games and then talking about them and stuff.
I did like that. I can't remember, because we did an Indie World a couple months ago, and I can't remember if they did that, where they showed the trailer and then they kind of went through and spoke about it. The way that they did here, I thought that was a really good move. And I think for me, it was probably Grime. I wish that had gotten a larger section.
Yeah.
And then I think probably Dungeon Munchies. That was probably the one that stuck out. Yeah. So
I'm gonna play the crap out of that when that comes.
That looks good. Yeah. So that is the Indie World. It was yesterday, however. Like I said at the beginning, we literally couldn't do it yesterday. I was without power. There was tornadoes and stuff. It was crazy. So catch it back up, and it looks like some of those games have even already been released. So definitely go check those out. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Go check out, I guess now it's right there. Go down below. Check out the social media. Check out the Patreon. You can subscribe to the magazine for only $3 a month. Yeah, thank you for joining us and watching the show, Irish. Anything you want to say before we get out of here? What's your Twitch?
Irish Warrior 67. Twitch.tv. I was just gonna say, make sure to tune in on January 8th to watch the Indie Gamer Award show.
Hell yeah.
I'm hyped for that one. See who wins.
It's going to be a lot of good stuff. I'm really excited. A lot of great guests, and should be a lot of fun. So, yeah. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Comment down below what you're most looking forward to playing on the Switch from the indie world. So what was the game that stuck out most for you? Comment down below, and we'll get some conversations going. So I think that is it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow for our Friday giveaway. And yeah, sounds good. So thank you again, and we'll see you guys later.